cheeseburgers.
Why did the old man die, but he did not live?
The Twin Towers.
Ah.
9/11.
Hey, that's
so funny.
That's in 2 days.
1 day.
1 day and 1.5 hours.
What? One.
So the Queen died.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? You being an American citizen and me being an American citizen.
I don't care.
I'm glad.
I don't know.
She's finally dead. Finally. God. What took her so long?
Are you already recording?
Yeah, I've been recording for a minute.
This is a horrible start to the podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Trombertcast, episode 3. Yeah.
Let's talk about Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Kid Named Finger.
Kid Named Finger. They should do a spinoff about Kid Named Finger.
Yeah, they really should. Kid Named Finger was a really interesting character.
What was your favorite finger moment?
My favorite finger moment was when he was at the park with his other finger.
I liked when he got sexual reassignment surgery to make his entire head become the thumb.
Oh yeah, that part was good too. That was really good. That's probably like in my top 5 Kid Named Finger scenes.
There was a very bold moment for Vince to make on television in 1925.
Yeah, pretty crazy. It's like when South Park showed Mr. Garrison becoming Mrs. Garrison with actual sex change footage in the episode.
I didn't really like his whole Nazi speech pro extermination of Jews afterwards. I don't think that's aged very well.
Yeah, Vince. I don't know what Vince was thinking about that.
Skinhead finger.
Kid finger. I've had one sip of drink, and I'm already like this.
Kid named Skinhead.
Skin named Fingerhead.
Have you watched the end of Better Call Saul? Have you watched any of that?
No, I haven't watched any at all, ever.
Have you? You have seen the entire series of Breaking Bad, though, right?
Yes, I have seen all of Breaking Bad and El Camino.
I did see El Camino as well. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was like an extra long episode.
I can rewatch Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad is a fantastic show. The problem is I can only really find the spirit to rewatch it when I'm like going through something. You know what I'm saying?
When you yourself are Breaking Bad.
Not even that. Like the last time I watched Breaking Bad all the way through from start to finish, like I even treated it like a nightly premiere thing where I'd managed to get one episode in, was when I was working at PGT. It was towards the end of my stay there.
Good old PGT.
I'd work like an entire 12-hour shift, and I'd get home and I'd have like basically an hour to myself before I had to go to bed, and that was it. I'd just come home and watch.
You were one of the early adopters of Breaking Bad, weren't you? You were watching it during season 1, weren't you?
No, I would have been like 7 years old. Same as you.
Well, I know you were watching it while it was still coming out.
I finished it. I picked it up after season 3 had aired, so
okay.
I watched season 4 as it came out, and then I watched season 5 as it premiered, and I remember watching the finale on television.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about the show, and I was like, I was thinking it was some kind of cop show.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That makes sense. It was like right around the same time I was in Big on Hotline Miami. My preteens were incredibly violent for some reason.
Hence the motorcycle guy, the biker. Biker. Hence biker.
Uh-huh.
That's why you look like biker on the Trombertcast.
been my Minecraft skin for like 10 years.
Yeah, he's your literally me character.
Pretty much. Everybody wants to be like, oh man, that guy from American Psycho is literally me. And that fucking guy is just like, have you seen Huey Lewis in the News? You don't understand the concept of being a loser and getting your head busted in.
I love getting my head busted in. It's very fun. You should try it.
Just like fucking die, you know?
Just die. Just die.
Give up.
Give up.
Once you've given up, everything past that is a bonus.
Give up. Nothing matters. Nothing.
I don't want that to be our message to kids.
This is our message. This is our message to kids. Give up. Nothing matters. Just
kill yourself now.
Don't do that. We here on the Trombertcast do not promote self-harm or suicide.
Oh, okay, so now you're gonna back down. No fucking pussy, no balls.
I didn't really mean it. I was just pretending.
He meant it. He's
being someone who has gone through depression. I know how it feels to want to die.
My depression era was me trying to talk like Boomhauer from King of the Hill.
That was your era.
That was it.
That was it. Mine was pretty much every year of high school and then like 2 years after high school.
I quit high school. I didn't even go.
Didn't even go. Fuck high school. You are missing much.
It feels it's fucking hilarious because I did the entirety of 7th grade in Rehoboth, and I was like, man, it'd be so awesome if you went to my school.
And then I went to your school,
and I dropped out.
Well, you still went there for that whole year.
Well, I mean, fucking school started in like August, so I went from like August to December, and then I dropped out in December before Christmas break.
Yeah. I know we didn't really have any classes together except for gym class, and then I followed you around in gym class, and you're like, dude, just go away. Stop following me everywhere.
I was weird, alright? I was a weird kid.
You were a weird kid. We were both weird kids.
Well, the funny thing is, I think, I don't know what it is, but you got like all of the special student classes for like Wonder Kids, you know?
Uh-huh. It's because I went to Program Challenge.
I don't want to sound full of myself, but I think I got better grades than you, but I was still stuck in the retard classes for some reason.
No, I got good grades.
I don't want you to take that wrong. But I was literally the kid that I would take those certification tests and I would fucking 100% them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I was in Carver Road, in 7th grade, I got the highest math score on the end of the year test out of all the students.
There was a period in my life.
It said
there was a period in my life where I was in the public school system and they tested me 2 grades ahead of where I was at, and I 100%ed it. I was in 2nd grade, and I 100% basically proved I had already been through 4th grade, ready for 5th grade. And I'm not shitting you. I'm not trying to sound full of myself. I actually still have that document somewhere in my documents. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a shithead, being like, oh, I'm so smart.
Well, there also is the caveat that you weren't in, like, the honors classes as well, so you didn't have as hard curriculum.
I will completely admit, I did not have the time or the patience or the dedication to do honors classes, so I wouldn't have wanted them, but they were never offered to me, is the fucked up part, because you get placed. You get placed when they're that young, but they wanted to pretend I was just another average retard. And so they put me in all the dipshit classes with, like, kids that would act up in the back and, like, punch people.
Yeah.
So the older I get, the more I realize, I think I was just one of those kids that was so smart they placed in there to carry the grading curve to make all of the other students look like they were doing better than they were.
I remember...
I would raise their average so fucking high.
You curve every kid's test. I remember in 11th grade, I took fucking AP calculus. Was it AP? No, it was honors calculus. And, like, I was having, like, that was, like, the worst my depression had ever gotten. So, like, I just didn't want to do homework ever. I never studied. I couldn't bring myself to do it. Like, that was my first class of the day, too. So, like, I'd get in there and I'd just be like, I want to die, and lay my head down and barely pay attention. So, I barely passed that class with a 70. And so the next year, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take it easy next year. I'm going to take the fucking easy math class, AM/DM. And in my senior year of high school, I made a 100 in the class, and I got an award for it because it was so fucking easy. And I didn't understand how other people in the class were struggling with it, but it was easy.
It's because you took like the one with all the retard fucking football guys in it. They're like, the 2, 3 is 6.
Yeah, there's just a picture of me holding up my little award certificate, and I'm just like, yeah.
You're like the fucking class with like the Down syndrome people that bang your fucking head on the desk.
Okay, not those kids, but the step above them on the IQ scale. Pretty much.
Not saying much.
Not saying much. It was an easy class, and I deserved an easy class after everything I had been through.
What is saying much is the fact that you completely didn't pay attention at all in AP math.
It wasn't AP, it was honors. Yeah.
Well, whatever you want to call it.
I barely
That's
passed.
saying a lot.
I barely passed. I had to make up some stuff.
It proves you did not pay attention at all to any of the basically handing you the problems that they do in public school, handing you the solutions or the rote memorization of it. You just figured it out on your own, which honestly makes things harder for you.
Yeah, sometimes.
The fact that you still passed at doing that shows a lot.
Yeah. So. That was a rough year. Rough. The next year was also rough, though. Not concerning math, but holy shit. Yeah, high school sucked. I hate the place.
I remember in, like, late 7th grade, like, spending an entire month on, like, adjectives, and I was so fucking bored.
On adjectives?
On adjectives in 7th grade.
Man, 7th grade was awesome. I had the coolest fucking teacher for English class. Like, at the end of the year, we had Poetry Cafe, like where everyone brought in a dish and we all made poems and stuff. I remember me, my friend Jacob, and Jeremy, and I think my friend Kyrie, we all made a really big banner for the Poetry Cafe. It was awesome. Yeah. Good shit.
I remember Miss Davis was my 7th grade grammar teacher. She was really cool. She was really cool with me. I feel like she was one of the few teachers that understood me, and that's why I remember her name and not like fucking anybody else except the teacher, Jake Harris, who actually shared my name. He was cool too. I didn't remember him just because he had Jake in his name.
Wasn't he that redheaded teacher?
Yes, and somehow my mom knew his wife, and before I went there, he was a good guy though. He was a good guy. Still is, I hope. I hope he's still alive.
I remember he had a beard at one point. It was like ginger beard.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I was in his class during that time. Miss Davis was 7th grade though, and she was cool. But I was like in the fucking class, and we spent an entire month on adjectives, and it's just how to like string proper sentences together using adjectives and shit. And I'm just so fucking bored. There was one day I got to the point where I just didn't give a fuck about any of my classes anymore. So I'd spend all night on. This is what led to my horrible history with being a night owl. Is the fact that I just stay up all night on my laptop because I'd just sleep during class most of the time. After that, I just gave up. And there was a point where Miss Davis was like, she was cool, all right, so she wasn't trying to be a dick with this stuff, I could tell. But they gave us like a worksheet, and I finished the worksheet in like 10 minutes, and then I did the other side, and I got that done too in like 5 minutes. And after I finished it, I just like put my head down and slept, and she was like, Jake, did you finish the worksheet? I was like, yeah. And she was like, okay, did you finish the other side too? I was like, yes. And she's like, wow, okay. Just don't lay your head down, though, because it's more like about if the principal comes through, it kind of looked bad. And I was like, okay. But at least she was honest about why she didn't want me putting my head down instead of being like, I'm fucking sleepy class.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll sleep with my eyes open.
Man, the best part about high school was when we were in technology class. No, engineering class, yeah. At one point, like, the fucking teacher got fired for having a relationship with a student. And so we had a basic permanent sub for the rest of the year. And, like, we'd have an assignment, like, maybe, like, once every 2 weeks that we had to do.
What was this?
This was
class?
engineering class.
Oh.
So we just end up playing fucking Halo on the computers, on having LAN parties. Like,
he better engineer himself a fucking way out of prison.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he just got fired because the student wasn't underage at the time, but you know, schools frown upon that kind of stuff. But
it basically compromises their judgment.
Yeah.
Even just at a base level, okay?
Uh-huh. So, yeah, we played Halo all the time. And then eventually, we also moved on to a fucking version of Minecraft that was like... It was an April Fool's version of Minecraft, Minecraft 2.0. We'd have to play it on peaceful mode because mobs would spawn in every time lightning struck. It would strike every 5 minutes or so. And it would spawn a bunch of monsters with fucking full decked out armor. So we had to play on peaceful mode, and we just kept killing the shit out of each other. It was pretty fun for a while. And then we played The Binding of Isaac Rebirth for a while. And then eventually I got my hands on a copy of Call of Duty 1. And then we started playing that. I found a CD key for it online, and we played that.
Was that World at War?
No, it was just Call of Duty, the first one.
Oh, okay.
From 2002, I think. And I was looking for some maps online, and I found this one map. It's just like this big kitchen area, and you're like the size of a mouse. That was a pretty fun map.
Yeah.
We had good times playing random fucking games.
In Coach Shiver's class in 8th grade, the computer science class where they let us use the computers, they would, I'd actually freak people out because I'd bring in a USB stick with like Lubuntu on it, and I would shut the computer down and power it back up and go into the BIOS bootloader and just fucking boot from USB, and it'd load up, and I'd have free access to do anything I wanted on it.
Nice.
And other kids, the other kids that were supposedly the badasses were like, "Dude, you're gonna get some fucking trouble. Turn it off." Like, man, it's just fucking,
man,
not even hacking.
Yeah.
I remember doing some stupid like aerodynamic 2D plane engineering thing. But instead of doing that, I was just like using it to play, and then I read a really long fucking Wikipedia article about something like a TV show.
Mm-hmm. What would that be?
I don't remember the name of it, but it was like, I think maybe a movie or something about a guy that was like inside a video game that was about escaping prison or something.
Huh.
But he was like actually a prisoner fighting in the video game to get out so that he could be released, and he had to be like the last man surviving or something, and it was I don't remember it.
Weird.
I don't remember it too well. It was like passing the time.
Let's talk about The Land.
You want to talk about The Land?
The Land.
I like how that's the only good name that we ever came up with for it.
It just stuck. The Land.
Not even the land of anything, just the land.
Just the land. For those of you who don't know what the land is, which is all of you, the land was this big area that was owned by these banks in fucking other states. In another state. And it was just had some trails and stuff, and we went on those trails all the time. It was like a huge adventurous place to go to. There was this big creek. There's this big rock that we hung out on that hung over the creek.
Grayberg Rock.
Yeah, Graybird Rock. Man, that place was fucking awesome.
Why did we call it Graybird Rock?
Because Gray, because of me, my last name being Gray, and then you, Brandon Bird sounds like a berg, so you said Graybird Rock. You're the one who came up with the name. I don't know. That was your reasoning.
I was a fucking retard then. That sounds stupid.
But hey, it was a cool name for the rock, you know?
I just remember it was a really big rock.
It was a really big rock. It was awesome.
Standing on top of it, if you fell off of it, you fucking smash all your bones.
Remember when Owen just fucking almost dropped your phone? And then he
I don't.
And then he demonstrated how he almost dropped her phone and almost dropped it again. And then he said, "Shit, motherfucker!"
I don't remember that.
I wasn't there for that day, but like Brandon and them were like telling me about it.
Owen was like a redneck retard.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's up to nowadays.
I have no idea.
Hopefully he's a lot smarter.
Hopefully. Who knows?
I didn't even have a name at their house. I was called Nice Kid. Okay,
Nice
I
Kid.
can talk shit about them.
Hey, there's the nice kid.
I was literally called. I didn't have like I'd show up to Owen's house and Owen would be like, "Hey, Mom, Jake's here," and she'd be like, "Who the fuck is that?" And Owen would be like, "It's Nice Kid. Shut up."
What the fuck?
And we go inside and play like fucking Halo 1 or something.
Nice. Who's that kid? Brantley? Was that his name?
Yeah, they lived at the end of the street by Maddox.
Uh-huh.
They were kind of weird.
Yeah. And then there were these other kids that lived on fucking... What was that road? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't...
The Brantons?
Yeah, the Brantons.
Yeah, they were cool. They were hardcore Christian, though. But Brantley specifically is the one who actually introduced me to Minecraft, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, Brantley told me about it on the fucking bus because I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm playing this new cool game called Minecraft." I was like, "I wonder what that is." And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's a cool game. I got my Hamachi server up."
Fucking Hamachi. God, I fucking hate Hamachi.
he had the physical thing and everything that you had to use with it, and he had a Hamachi server. I was like, "Oh man, that's so cool." So I played like the free version on the website that you can play in Flash for like forever.
The classic Minecraft.
Until finally I got like $20 and bought a Minecraft card with it when they started offering them at Walgreens or CVS or wherever.
Uh-huh.
And I was able to go to Minecraft and create an account and buy Minecraft. And
I remember
what happened. What happened was I got started because I was like, "Oh man, I want to be just like Brantley and have my own Minecraft server." I didn't have any fucking money, so I couldn't pay for Hamachi or anything. So I was like, "There's got to be a way."
Hamachi's free.
There's got to be a way. It was free, but it was like with bullshit restrictions, whereas Brantley had the paid version, which you do everything.
Okay.
I wanted like my own Minecraft server, okay, not like a peer-to-peer connection or whatever.
Kids were such bullshitters back in the day. Like fucking Brantley said his uncle worked at Mojang. He said like, no. He said his uncle was C418, the guy who made the music. Like, no, he's not, motherfucker.
What a faggot.
Oh god. I remember I went to your house one day and you were playing Minecraft. I was like, "Oh, cool!" And you were playing in creative mode. And like what I had seen of Minecraft, creative mode didn't exist yet. So I was like, "What the fuck? How are you placing water multiple times with the same bucket?"
That was the funniest thing was I joined. I got a Minecraft account at 1.8, which is when creative mode became a thing.
Yeah. Because the only Minecraft I had known of was playing it at Cody's house. Like, he's had it since, like, 1.2 beta.
Yeah.
And so, like, I remember, like, him having a redstone door in his house. Like, "Oh, that's so cool, bro." And I remember the fucking texture packs and mods folder.
Yeah.
And the the Minecraft background was just dirt, and then the Minecraft logo would pop onto the screen.
I remember that.
That was awesome. And then
I was looking up like how to host a server without Hamachi, and everybody was talking about like, "Oh, well, you can
port
forward it." Yeah, they're throwing it around like you're supposed to know about this stuff.
Yeah.
I felt like a fucking computer genius because I was like fucking 8 years old or something like that, or 10 years old or whatever. Yeah, I was more like 10 years old, but I'm like looking around like how to get into your router and all that.
I still don't know what the fuck port forward means.
Well, there's a deeper understanding to it. You could be like I was back then and just kind of like chimpanzee it and be like, "I don't know what any of these terms mean, but I'm going to follow the instructions and figure it out." But I have a deeper understanding of, like a deeper basic understanding of home networking and how that all that stuff comes together.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really worth explaining. It'd be really boring, but it's easy to know once you wrap your head around it.
Yeah. I say as if I understand. I don't understand at all. I'm going to pretend I understand.
Well, now you know how my brain works about electricity, okay? I don't understand electricity. Well, they started saying, like, the neutrons start flowing through the connective metals from atom to atom, flowing through a positive charge. I'm just like, sure, whatever. Fuck it. Why not? All right?
It just works.
Right. Fuck it. You know what? Why do these neutrons move? I don't know. Fuck them. I don't care.
I don't give
You know
a
what
shit.
happens? My light bulb turns on. That's what matters.
All that matters is that this little piece of cardboard lights on fire. It was the old light bulbs.
Actually, the really, really old light bulbs are basically a burning steel filament.
Huh. Interesting. Mr. I know nothing about electricity. Sounds like you know something about electricity.
I know that fluorescent light bulbs, the light that comes from them is a superheated gas, which has to get heated by the electrical conductivity or whatever.
Yeah, that's why they start out
requires,
dim and then they eventually bright up.
Yeah, and that's basically happens because of a transformer called a ballast, which transforms the power from your standard home shit into a very high burst that can super duper bucket,
Yeah.
really hard and get it done.
Very hard.
High intensity discharge, also known as xenon.
Good old xenon.
That's a different technology, but it's kind of along the same lines as a fluorescent light bulb.
I liked having fluorescent lights in my room. That way, when you turn the light on in the morning, it doesn't blind you at first. That was always nice about those. If you gotta wake up early, just fucking turn it on. It's like a natural dimming and then lightening up.
Or you could just get an LED fixture with a dimming setting that is controlled by Google Home that you set to gradually increase over a period of 5 minutes like that, and it's the same thing.
Google Home did not exist.
When did you live? What are you talking about that you had fluorescent light bulbs in your bedroom?
At the fucking Wesley house.
Where?
In my room. I had them at one point.
In the back room?
No, in my room. In my bedroom.
That doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean that doesn't make any sense? Fluorescent light bulbs.
I only remember your room being illuminated by like a fucking real piss yellow single bulb in the fan.
My room didn't have a fan.
Something on the wall. Something on the ceiling.
Yeah, and it had like one of those fucking things. That glass fixture. It fucking fell down one day and broke.
Sweet.
Yes. Very sweet. God, you know those little car TVs that you could buy back in the day that had the DVD player built in? They were about, I don't know, like 5 inches.
Yeah, like the flip down ones we had in the Honda.
That was like my main TV for a while, playing PS2 games on it in my house.
Playing like Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah. Not Crash Bandicoot 2,
Neo
but
Cortex.
fucking Crash of the Titans and Crash Mind Over Mutant.
You were like a mega PS2 autist back in the day. You want to talk about that?
I did love my PS2. I love some PS2 games.
You had like the best Spider-Man game that I like stole from you too. I'm sorry about that.
Which one was that? I don't know. Was this
That was the one. That was not the original one, but it was the remake that was just like the original, the cartoony looking one.
the fuck you talking? Ultimate Spider-Man? I didn't have that.
It was like the comic book looking one with like cell shading and shit.
That's Ultimate Spider-Man. I didn't have that on PS2. I had it on PC.
No, you had it on PS2 and you loaned it to me and I never gave it back.
No, you must be thinking of somebody else, because I never had Ultimate Spider-Man on PS2.
I swear to God, 100%, you gave that to me, and I just had it ever since.
I had Spider-Man. I had Spider-Man 3 on PS2 a long time ago, and then
I don't have it anymore.
That was
but
back.
I have it now.
That was back when I lived at fucking Pine Hill. And then I loaned it to this other guy, and he fucking stole it. He said, "Oh, it's locked in my dad's room, and I can't go in there or the doorknob will shock me."
My dad works at Nintendo. He's very smart.
I'm just like, you're a fucking bitch.
I was, no, you gave me 100%. You gave me that game, and I just never gave it back. I'm sorry.
I never had that game on PlayStation. I always wanted it on PlayStation. I wanted it on PlayStation, but I never had it.
Maybe I took it from you. I don't know what happened.
I never
I got it from you, and I never gave it back. I'm sorry.
I swear to God, I never owned it on PS2. I never did. I only had it on PC. I never had it on PS2.
I'm 100% about this, okay?
I'm 100%. I never fucking owned it. If I did, I would have gotten a lot farther in the game than I did on PC.
Well, you're forgetting that I'm alternate dimension Jake, so maybe it's other dimension Seth that I'm thinking of.
You're fucking Weasel Timeline Jake.
Whatever. Listen, alright, so what we got going on here is, let's talk about PS2 games in general.
PS2 games. Alright.
We could talk about, like, Crash Bandicoot and shit, which I always found it funny how, I don't know how any of this ties together, but you were really, really into Crash Bandicoot at the time. Crash Bandicoot and VeggieTales, alright?
Yeah.
And then you were also friends with people, like a whole bunch of people called Bandicoot on Roblox.
Yeah, I just discovered them because I discovered them because of my love for Crash Bandicoot.
Were you just putting Bandicoot in the Find Friends tab and you found them?
No, I joined a fucking the Roblox groups. I joined the group called Bandicoots of Power.
Ah, okay.
And then that's how I met them.
That sounds a little suspicious, to be honest with you.
A little sussy wussy.
Bandicoots of Power. What kind of power are we talking here?
I don't know, man.
Bop. A little pure power, you know?
Bop.
A little starch power.
A little black power.
I don't like the animal aspect of it.
The animal aspect. Yeah, I've been playing Crash Bandicoot since I was a wee lad. I had Crash Bandicoot 2 for the PS1. I bought it at Walmart, like when they were still selling PS1 games. I was like, oh yeah, this game's awesome, but Crash Bandicoot 3 is better. But now my opinion has changed these days. I like Crash 2 better than Crash 3 now. Crash 3 is still great, but I think Crash 2 is the best one.
What do you think of Crash 1?
Crash 1's good, but not as good as 2 and 3.
Does it play like the prototype?
Yeah,
kind of?
Yeah, it really does. Like if you're playing the PS1 version, like you literally can't use the analog sticks in that version of the game, or in that game, because analog sticks didn't exist yet. And
shock.
And it didn't have the slide move. All you could do is jump and spin. What the fuck are these dogs doing? I'll be right back. Okay, we're back.
What are we doing?
We're talking about fucking Crash Bandicoot PS2 games.
You know what's crazy? You want to talk about DualShock? DualShock actually came out on the PS1, or I'm schizophrenic.
No, it did. It did.
We had, and I don't know if they're super rare nowadays or whatever, but we had PS1 DualShock controllers with a PS1 system.
Yeah, those existed.
Are they super rare?
They're not super rare. I remember. Okay, so the first controllers that came out didn't have any analog sticks. So it was just a PS1 controller. Then they came out with the DualShock. It had 2 analog sticks that had the little dimples in them for your fingers. And then when they released the miniature version of the PS1 called the PS1, spelled out ONE instead of just PlayStation, PS1. I think they released it alongside the PS2. It was basically like a PS2 controller, with the bowed out analog sticks.
Yep.
Like convex instead of concave.
Yeah.
And I did get one of those at one point as well. I never had the little screen thing. That would have been awesome to have the little screen and you could just plug it up somewhere.
I don't know what kind of little screen you're talking about, but I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah, there's a little screen add-on for the smaller version of the PS1 that you can plug into the back of it and just flip it up. and it's like a console and a TV screen all in one.
I might have seen something like that.
Yeah, it was. I always wanted one of those.
The PS1 is a very disturbing console to me.
Why is it disturbing to you?
Because my only memories of it, as far as the games that we had on it, we had like the only game I was allowed to play on it when I was like a wee little kid, like 2 or 3 years old, was on like a giant television at our house. Like one of those, it was a relatively small television, but it's big as a kid, so it seems like a fucking movie screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, medieval.
It was, yeah, that was actually a game that creeped me out as a kid. That was one of the games that I was not allowed to play when I was real young.
Because it was rated T for teen.
Pretty much. But I was allowed to play pretty much the only game, which was like a arcade collection. And it was still very creepy.
Namco Museum? I had
maybe.
Namco Museum Volume 1. It had like Pac-Man and all that shit in it.
Is that the one where you actually walk around?
Yeah, you walk around in first person as Pac-Man, and then you go to the arcade cabinets, and then you can play the games.
Yeah, that's the one that we had, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It was very creepy, because then you're just playing like games on the inside. It's like the one race car game. I didn't know what the fuck was going on or how to win any of the games, but it's just like making like very, very disturbing.
Yeah.
So.
The one where you release smoke screen out of your car.
Yeah, and then I tried playing Medieval, and the fucking skull guy would like freak me out, and I'd scream and turn it off. And then the one game that I really wanted to play, but I was never allowed to touch, was it was like Cop Killer or something like that.
Killer.
I want to look it up. I want to see what it was. It was like a Blade Runner style future. It was very obscure.
Sorry, I was looking at something out.
You're gonna have to cut silence here because I gotta find this real quick. If you want to pause it,
I can make some beautiful. I'll pause it. Yeah.
Crime Killer is what the game fucking was.
Crime Killer.
Yeah, that game freaked me out. The opening scene, like I was a really young kid, alright? So give me a pass on this, but the opening scene to that fucking game of like the guy's father fucking getting blown up in his cop car was like traumatized. Right? It was very disturbing.
Very disturbing. I never played that game.
I did, and I actually replayed it. Like that was one of the best parts, was like replaying it as like a teenager. Be like, man, this game is fucking stupid. And then after that I replayed Medieval, and Medieval was actually fun. I had never really played that game at all. It's crazy how good that game was.
I need to actually play the remake that they made for PS4.
They made a remake of it?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm out of the loop on this.
Yeah, it's on PS4. It's pretty cool. I haven't played it yet, but I have it. I have so many fucking games I need to play. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, same.
I just shit myself. Not really, but I farted.
What are some of your first memories?
My first memories. Okay, my first memory is sitting in the backseat of my dad's car. He's taking me to pre-K. I ask him, "Dada, put in the red CD." The red CD being Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory. And man, I love that album. Ever since I was a kid. Good shit, man.
Yeah. One of my first memories is like riding in my dad's truck, almost the same as you, pretty much. But it was like raining really heavily out, and we were like headed to some friend's house of his.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a shop or something, and all we did, it was very strange because we were like picking up monkey grass that he like ripped out of his ground, like he didn't want it anymore, and we were gonna plant it at our house.
Monkey grass.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
So it's like little decorative plants called monkey grass. I don't know if that's the official name or if that's just what we called it, but it's like monkey grass.
Monkey. Yeah, monkey grass. So, I also have memories.
Really trips.
I also have memories of dragging my forehead across the carpet floor and getting carpet burn.
Yeah.
That was always great fun. You ever just do that shit? Just drag your fucking head across the floor?
I never did that, but I do remember distinctly when I was really young again. We left like a Target, and then we had to walk along the side of the building to get to our car, because it was parked like all the way over to the side or something. And the entire time, you know how you have like those grooves in between the bricks, like big concrete bricks, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I was taking my finger and I was just like dragging it along through the groove, like I was like on a road, like a car driving on the road or something, you know? And I did it for the entire length of the building. And once I took my finger off and we got to the car, I looked at my finger and I had scraped away the entire part of my. I had scraped away my entire fucking fingernail.
Wow.
It was like bleeding and shit. It was
Jesus,
like dripping
man.
and everything. And I was like, I freaked out. My mom was pissed.
Jake, why did you do that?
I was making a mess with the blood. I didn't even like do it to be a shithead or anything. I was just like fucking.
Just fucking scraping away your fucking fingernail for no fucking reason.
Yeah. Along the entire length of a Target.
Amazing. That takes dedication right there.
I didn't even notice. It didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt until it did.
It didn't hurt until I looked at it. I think that's how kids work.
That's 100% about how kids work.
I think in that same Target parking lot, there was a balloon that popped in it. Traumatized my brother, so we weren't allowed to have balloons for a few years until he grew up.
Fucking balloons. Man,
he had like an intense fear of a balloon popping. Okay,
just balloons
scary.
Popping, specifically balloons.
It would upset him, and he'd be fucking inconsolable.
I really didn't like. Let's talk about some childhood fears. So, here's one thing I was scared of: the vacuum cleaner. I was scared of the vacuum cleaner. I was scared of the part in Larry Boy and the Fib from Outer Space where the Fib puts Larry Boy in his mouth and is about to eat him. I was scared of fireworks because they were really fucking loud. Here's a really early memory of mine. So, my mom, dad, me, and brother Christian went to the movie theater to see Ang Lee's Hulk in theaters. And at the scene where the Hulk dogs come out, I had to be taken out because I was so fucking scared. My mom had to take me out of the theater. It was very...
Ang Lee's Hulk?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's crazy. I don't really remember anything I was scared of. I know I was scared of stuff, but I can't really remember it.
Why don't you remember?
I repress and block out bad memories. Very straightforward answer there for you.
Very straightforward. Hey, at least you're honest. At least you're honest.
That's where most of my childhood is gone, alright? Just fucking gone. Just trying to come up with any kind of memory.
Fucking Ambien has wiped all your memories from your brain.
I don't know. I had a poor memory before that.
Memory. Memory is overrated. I remember you fucking just made up shit sometimes.
Yeah, I did do that. I was an attention whore. I'd be like, dude, I saw some aliens over there in the land, and you'd be like, whoa.
Man, I was a little shithead too. I made up lies all the time too. Like, let's see, what did I say? I just told people I was an alien in 7th grade. I told people I was an albino African Canadian.
I remember you telling people you were an alien. I do remember that.
Yeah, and I do remember I telling people I was Canadian because of this one fucking, on the Dark Roses server, this one girl I liked on there was Canadian, so I pretended I was Canadian.
Are you talking about whoever it was, Roses or whoever?
I think so. Something like that.
The one I think we're thinking of both the same thing. I think her name started with like an A or something.
Something
like that.
God, I can't remember her name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same girl. Dude, I didn't even know who she was or what she looked like or anything, and she was way older than me, but dude, I had a major crush on her growing up. When I was like fucking 11 or 12. I think even at the time she was like 19 or 20, and little old me was getting some feelings in the heart.
Yeah. I remember fucking Destructo chick or whatever. She was pretty cool.
Who?
Or Disturbed chick. Yeah, Disturbed chick.
I don't really remember her.
Sorry, I'm typing in a different Discord real quick. Divided attention.
Hey.
Fucking asshole me.
You know what the problem is? They tried to bring back Dark Roses.
Yeah.
And I admire them for doing it. Like, I think you could still visit Dark Roses as a server.
No, you
today.
can't do it anymore. It's gone. Still. It
Again?
went away again. Yep. Because no one ever fucking played on it anymore.
It was back last year and then it was gone. The problem is they bring back the Dark Roses server so easily. The problem is the community is so fractured and all over the place. Like, and I'll be honest with you, nobody really wants to play Minecraft, okay?
Yeah. Nobody wants to play anymore. I remember there was the offshoot server when Dark Roses died called fucking Defiant One Gaming.
Yeah, I barely remember that, but I do remember it.
Yeah, I played on there for a good bit.
I'm still a part of that Steam group.
Yeah, me too. What? Yeah. It's fucking, their fucking website is linked in my fucking YouTube page. And I don't know how to fucking get rid of it. It won't fucking let me. I want to link jakeandseth.com there, but it won't let me. It's annoying.
I will walk you through it after the podcast because I have an idea of how to get rid of it.
Good. I can probably do. I tried to do it on my phone. It didn't work.
You have to do it through the desktop. That's the only way.
Ah, okay.
Defiant One Gaming.
Fucking Defiant One. Fucking the owner of that server didn't like me because I was a little bitch. Like I remember I applied for moderator, and then I got it. This was back when my mom didn't have internet, and I only had internet at my dad's house, and I only went there like fucking 2 days a week.
Yeah, you're perfect for being a moderator.
So I got pissed that I wasn't a moderator anymore because I was too inactive, and I threw a fucking hissy fit. And then the owner of the server just didn't like me from then on. Fucking Pyro.
Were you ever a moderator on Dark Roses?
No, weren't you at some point?
I think maybe I was, or at very least I was given like, I wasn't like given like a donator tile, but I was given like some sort of high semi-moderator honorary title, I think, at some point. And I feel like a piece of shit because I was also a little fucking scumbag as well. Because what I did at one point, the biggest, this was like fucking Ocean's 11 for little old Jake at like 11 years old. Okay, I had figured out an exploit because this is back like with old Minecraft before things were looked at from every single angle. Yeah, and this was on a modded server, which they had that multiple worlds thing. Where you could go and you could build in like a creative area in like a different world, and then you could go back to the regular survival open world. Okay. Mm-hmm. I figured out that if you basically, and I'm not trying to sound like a fucking genius with this. This is literally just me being a dipshit at some point and accidentally figuring this out because I was like, well, what happened to my inventory? I switched between the creative worlds because you had to do it through commands. Yeah, you had to do it through commands. So I had eventually spammed, like, for whatever reason, I had ended up spamming the commands to switch between the two worlds to coming out of creative, and I had figured out that I had just basically broken how the game thought my inventory looked.
Oh, so you had So you had one inventory into another, basically.
Basically, I confused. I rapidly switched so much in that small time frame that I confused the server into thinking that my creative inventory was my survival inventory in the survival world. And at first I was pissed. I was like, what the fuck happened to all my stuff? I had a full set of iron armor and everything, and now it's all gone, and I only got one dirt block and a couple other stupid blocks, and only got one of them. And then I started to type up the whole thing, and it was like the Ocarina of Time bell rang or whatever. And it was like, and you stop, and the thought occurs to you, and I was like, wait a second, I could fill my entire inventory up in creative and just come over here with it. That's exactly what I did.
You fucking cheater.
I completely and that was when they had that in-game economy where you could actually go and buy stuff from from an AI shop. Remember? So you would turn in diamonds and you could buy whatever you want without having to trade it to other people. You can still trade to other people too.
Yeah.
But
you had like a money system.
Yeah.
So you got fucking rich off of creative mode.
What I did was I hid a whole section of chests underneath one of my houses, and it was in the fucking junk. There wasn't even anything around it. I literally buried money in the fucking desert, just a whole bunch of chests of diamonds, and I wasn't even smart enough to use diamond blocks because correct me if I'm wrong, I actually think that was when you could not break back down blocks of whatever it was back into what they were.
I feel like you could always do that. You just couldn't do it with certain things.
I swear it was diamond blocks you could not break back down. I swear.
I think you can. I think you always could.
I swear that's why I didn't feel it, but I could have just easily been dumb and wanted a whole, all diamonds.
Yeah.
So let me just say, I pulled out enough diamonds out of that heist to fucking have myself set for life on that fucking iteration of the map. And this was back when Minecraft didn't update that frequently. Before it started updating every fucking month, and now it's back to every year.
Yeah.
It had slowed down. So I was set for a while. And then this is where I become a real motherfucker where people will hate me for this shit. But do you know what I did?
What'd you do?
Do you know what I did? As soon as I finished doing exactly what I needed to do, I told fucking Knight about it. The Nightshade guy or whoever.
Oh, yeah.
And I told him, hey, I think there's some kind of exploit going on.
You fucked yourself, man. You fucked yourself.
No, I didn't fuck myself. He had no fucking idea. I just told him, hey, I think my inventory got screwed up coming from creative into survival. I don't know how it happened, blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay, I'll look into it. And he came back to me a day later or something. He's like, yeah, I fixed it. Don't worry about it. And I still had all my fucking diamonds. I pulled up the fucking ladder behind me on that one. Oh, man.
Good job.
I never had to worry about paying for fucking anything on that server because I always had millions of fucking diamonds. And nobody ever questioned it. Mostly because I wasn't dumb enough to instantly be like, yeah, I want
look how many diamonds
castle. Yeah, I kept it a secret and I still lived modestly, okay?
Yes.
I just never had to worry about money.
That's how the rich stay rich.
Right. I remember that guy. I remember towards the end of that server, before it ended, there were some pretty cool builders on there. There was one guy who was building just a huge fuck-off castle.
Yeah.
That was magnificent. I don't remember what his name was or anything, but he was cool. And he was building it in survival too, which is the craziest part. He was just building it out in the world.
Wow. I remember
I got put in jail one time or a few times for something.
Why'd you do that? What'd you do?
I think I was getting too rowdy. I like to fight with people, all right?
I just want to fight sometimes.
I'd piss them off and just be a little shithead about things.
Man, we were shitheads as kids.
Yeah. I think it's just part of being a kid, to be honest with you.
Part of being a kid is just being a little fucking shithead.
Uh-huh. Just gotta get it out of your system.
It's all part of growing up. If you're not a shithead when you're a kid, you're going to be one when you grow up. Well, I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
Some people are shitheads as kids and also shitheads as adults. Some people just don't fucking learn. Some people don't get their ass kicked enough when they're kids.
Yeah. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson.
Yep.
Mike Tyson for you.
Good old
What
Mikey.
were you saying?
I was just saying kids are shitheads.
No, you were saying you had a story before that.
I did. Fuck.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, you started on something, but it was instantly interrupted.
Oh yeah, one of my Minecraft builds, I built this house, and then I built this giant fucking wooden box around it. And it was like a little ecosystem inside of a big wooden box. For no fucking reason. People would come across like, what the fuck is this giant fucking box here?
I remember after Dark Roses ended, Gavin started his own server. I don't know how he hosted it, if he was paying for it, if he was just self-hosting on his PC or whatever. But he had it up all the time, and I ended up building like a nice little...
That was Defiant One Gaming. And it wasn't Gavin's server, and he was just a mod on there.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense now. Okay.
Yeah.
And I built like a nice little, it wasn't even like a castle or a fort. It was more like a stronghold, you know?
Uh-huh.
And I built like a little nice town around it, and it was all in survival. And I think the fucking owner came by and just like fucking dropped TNT on it and left. I was really fucking pissed off. I was really fucking pissed off. So what I did was, I think he also allowed you to be in creative and survival, but I was like playing in survival because I wanted to be legit. So I went into creative, and I just like went to a nearby field, and you know how you could do back then, and you can still do it now because they reintroduced it, where you could like put the redstone loop on. It was like a really fast loop.
Yeah. It
was an infinite loop with no torch, you know. I did that, and I made like fucking 100 of them, all connected to note blocks, and I fucking crashed the server.
Oh, fucker. That's funny.
And he couldn't shut it off because every time you'd load that chunk, the fucking server would slow down and do a crawl.
He probably had to fucking roll back the whole server.
Fucking serves him right, okay?
Don't blow up my shit or I'll fucking crash your server.
Pretty much. Dropped like a whole bunch of TNT on my stuff. Fucking laughed and left.
You fuck with me. You mess with a bull, you get the fucking horns, bitch. That's how it goes.
It's a new topic.
How did you even come up with the name Trombertcast?
I don't remember.
Fucking Trombert.
I legitimately don't remember. It's probably a stupid name that came to me when I was just like mashing words together up in my mind. I was like, let's call it Trombertcast.
There's actually some... I looked up the word Trombert on YouTube, and there's this woman who plays like fucking saxophone or something named Trombert.
We should get her on the Trombertcast, guest star.
Yeah, Trombertcast. Hey, this podcast is named after you. Did you know that, lady?
Trombert lady.
Trombert lady. This is to you, Trombert lady. Are you watching the Trombertcast? Hi. How's it going?
Maybe.
No. Most certainly not.
Maybe.
Definitely not.
Nobody watched.
This is
our podcast.
We're just two fucking guys that no one knows. Like, if you stumbled upon a podcast with just random people that you've never heard of, would you watch that podcast?
It depends on how interesting it was.
But would you even consider getting to the point where you might find it interesting?
I don't know about a podcast, but I get recommended obscure videos as a part of my recommendation algorithm that's completely broken from YouTube that have 10 views and I still watch them. It actually stands out to me and I'll click on it if it only has fucking 100 views or something.
I watched this one fucking 200 view video of a guy covering the entirety of Weezer's Pinkerton album on acoustic guitar. It was pretty good.
Nice.
He played it all in one take.
Slayed it all in one take.
Hell yeah. It was awesome.
It was Ween or Weezer?
Weezer, Pinkerton.
I always get those two confused.
It's because of W-E-E. Wee.
I know. Ween and Weezer.
One of them's Ocean Man and one of it's Say It Ain't So. Say It Ain't So. I can play that, kind of.
I also get the Cure and the Cult confused as well. Two completely different bands.
That sounds like ass.
You should actually, it was pretty good. You should mix that into Ocean Man somehow. Try and play that real quick.
I don't know how to play Ocean Man. I only know. I'm not even in the right tuning for fucking
Ocean Man. Take me by the hand to the land that you understand.
raining, it's drowning my ice pops. Somebody's cold warm's giving me chills. Guess I'll just close my eyes. Oh yeah. Oh, it's good. I could confront you, I never could do. Damage might hurt you, try and be cool. When I say this way is one step away from me, take me for the river every day. So be cool. See it ain't true. Your drug is a heartbreaker. See it ain't so. My love is a life taker. I think that was pretty good. Pretty good duet.
That was good, dude. That was awesome. Problem is, I know a lot of songs. The problem is my dementia. My dementia ends up me being like
your early onset 23-year-old dementia.
And pretty much, because it's like I know the songs, but I can't sing along with them. But I know them.
I know this song. I know it. That's you.
I'm like the video of that old guy that's just like, you put the headphones on, fucking full blast, and you can hear it from across the room, and he's just like, like comes to life.
That reminds me of my mom's ex-husband. Like when he was mowing the grass, he would just sing, and I'd go out there and I'm here singing. He's singing off key, he's got his headphones in. I'm like, you go, dude. You sing your heart out, sir.
Let's talk about. Well, no, that's probably too personal.
Let's talk about divorce.
No. Well, I guess we could. You want to talk about divorce?
I
mean, you're kind of going through one just without the legality of it.
Pretty much, basically, I guess.
Yeah.
She didn't take the kids.
You didn't have any kids to take.
The dogs are kids. Basically.
To be honest with you, if y'all had kids, she'd leave them with you.
Maybe. I don't know, actually. Well, that was one of the reasons we broke up. She didn't want kids anymore.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm a lesbian.
I'm a lesbian.
I remember when that was a thing in school.
What?
I remember when that was a thing, when guys would go around saying, I'm a lesbian. Fucking stupid. No.
Yeah. No, you have to be a girl to be a lesbian. God.
Pretty much.
Well, nowadays, you can be a lesbian if you have a penis. It can be possible now these days.
Yeah, but I said specifically guys, just like straight heterosexual guys going around saying, I'm a lesbian. Piss me off.
Stupid.
I'm a lesbian because I like girls. Okay, so that makes you homosexual? You're gay?
I'm a gay, I like girls.
A lesbian is a homosexual. They're gay. No.
I'm not gay. I like girls. But you just said you're a lesbian. Yeah, I like girls.
Let's talk about growing up in a George Bush Bible Belt era. Let's talk about that. What's your opinion on it? Because we're pretty underground. We're pretty counterculture.
I don't give a shit about politics.
I'm not saying we have to talk about the politics of it. I'm just saying, like, that's the era, Just fucking, like, Bible Belt shit. A bunch of, like, rednecks driving around.
Remember when we fucking
trucks.
were exploring that fucking church at the end of the road, and this, like, groundskeeper guy caught us and accused us of stealing fucking air conditioners? Like, oh yeah, we're stealing air conditioners and taking them on our fucking bikes.
We're just, like, running around and the whole building is unlocked, alright? We're just, like, fucking kids. Bored.
Yeah.
And we weren't even like being destructive or anything.
we were just
like on our bikes and stuff too, and the guy was like yelling at us like, "Hey, get over here. And the funniest thing was, he pointed. You remember he pointed at a window air conditioner that had fallen on the ground and was laying there, and looked like it had laid there for a century. Like it did not happen recently.
No.
He's like, yeah, some guys tried taking that, and it didn't work out so well for them. They got arrested.
I remember looking through, and I found like the library, and they have fucking books about Aku Aku, fucking witch doctor mask. Why was that in a church?
I don't remember that.
I never told you about that, but I thought that was fucking weird.
I remember going into the actual chapel portion, which was kind of creepy because it was just empty and quiet and really tall.
It's one of those fucking liminal spaces.
Yeah. That gym, though, the gym was awesome.
Yeah. I remember we'd go there and just fucking play basketball.
I'd go there. No, we'd go there. I mean, we'd play basketball sometimes. The problem is that cost money.
Yeah. Other times we just go in there and sit in the locker room.
Go in the lobby.
And
we'd go in the lobby and we'd just buy sodas.
Yeah, they had a vending machine.
We'd go in the fucking vending machine.
If we ever wanted a soda, we didn't have any in our house. We'd just go to the fucking gym and buy fucking sodas. At the what? Why are they selling sodas at the gym?
I don't know. They made a lot of money off of us, though.
Oh yeah, at least $12.
You remember how dangerous it was riding your fucking bike down that hill, though?
Oh fuck yeah, that was a fucking steep hill.
That angle on that hill is like greater than 45 degrees.
Yeah,
I swear to God.
I had to use
I did it. Remember when we did it?
Yeah.
Remember when we did it on our fucking scooters? And those scooters have like no suspension. You're just riding directly on the wheels.
Yeah.
Very sketchy.
It's shaky as fuck. I had to slow down at the end there. It was too fucking fast. I felt like the thing was going to fucking fall apart.
Yeah, it's like rattling your fucking bones.
Yeah.
And you're riding down it on these hard ass wheels with no suspension. Basically just on a fucking piece of metal with wheels on it. And it's rattling you to fucking bits because it hasn't been paved since like 1975.
Yeah.
All right. And all of the asphalt is washed out, so it's very bumpy.
Yeah.
Okay. Very bumpy asphalt.
Yeah, riding a skateboard down there was a lot better than riding a fucking scooter. God.
Yeah. You have more wheels, fatter wheels on a skateboard too.
Skateboarding was fun. I did that a lot back in the day. I listened to fucking Seether and just skateboard around.
I remember one time, I don't know if you were at my house or if it was someone else. I remember riding my scooter up. This was like when I was like young, like 8 or 9 at the most, maybe younger than that. And I stuck my foot out in front. I stuck my foot out in front of my scooter as it was going up my sidewalk. And I was like, what happens if I stick my foot in it while it's moving? And before I knew it, I like slammed my face into the ground.
I remember fucking riding. I would just listen to music while riding my scooter up and down the driveway. And one time I did it without any shoes on. And then you press down on the brake and it fucking burns your foot off.
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's not even like, it doesn't even have like brake pads or anything. That little metal just slip is the brake because you're
metal
just pushing
on rubber
on the wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even like rubber. It's like a hard plastic or something.
Yeah, it's something. But it got hot. Fucking burn that metal and burn your fucking foot.
I remember that was the classic scooters, but at the time, the new thing as a kid was those stupid scooters that you could drift with, remember? Just like the fucking commercial with them like shaking back and forth. I'm like, it doesn't look fun at all.
Yeah.
It's like that fucking South Park moment where it's like the super action bike or whatever.
Super action bike.
It has like no pedals. It's like a really retarded fucking looking bike, and it perfectly encapsulates what fucking outdoor bicycles and shit were when we were kids.
Yeah.
It makes no sense, and it's just like, oh, well, it glows in the dark.
Oh, yeah, because I'm totally going to be riding the fucking bike in the dark.
Well, not even that, just the fact that the glow in the dark wouldn't actually help you see.
Yeah.
It doesn't
illuminate, it just glows.
Yeah. Man, you know what? I was just I was playing with my sister's Lightning McQueen car the other day. She has like a little RC car that a friend got her for her birthday, and it's like a Lightning McQueen, and the thing is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It was like $30. It was like $30, and it's like an RC car that you can actually just drive around. It's so fucking simple, and it was like $30. and it goes really fast. The batteries last a really long time in it, and for her and her friend, it was like a joke gift. But I was playing with it. I'm like, dude, Kid D would have gone nuts over this. All right, thing's awesome. Whenever we got like RC cars as a kid, they all sucked and they drained the batteries in like 5 minutes.
Fucking shitty RC cars.
they'd hit like the one bump from a piece of wood, they'd get stuck and you'd have to kick them.
Yeah. Oh,
fucking shitty.
I made a Pinewood Derby car one time.
How'd that turn out for you?
It didn't do very good. Hey, I had fun making it. That's all that mattered.
You know what's funny? The best way to win Pinewood Derby cars isn't to make it the most aerodynamic. It's to chisel out the bottom of it and put lead weights there and cover it up. Momentum is your friend in a Pinewood Derby race, not aerodynamics. Yeah. The more aerodynamic you actually make your car, the lighter the weight it is as well, the more it works against you because you have nothing to build momentum.
Yeah. I remember I was in the knockoff fucking Boy Scouts, the Christian knockoff called the Royal Rangers.
Yeah?
Yeah, I went on fucking powwows and that shit. It was fun. Just camping with the boys.
Nothing unscrupulous happened, did it?
I was walking around in my flip-flop and I got a fish hook stuck in it.
Huh. That's weird.
Yeah.
Man. I remember there was one church, because my parents toured, specifically my mom toured like a lot of churches. So we went to like almost every fucking denomination under the sun at one point or another. And one of the churches that we drove by the last time I was up in there or whenever, we drove by it and I said, that was the church. It was like one of those mega churches, but not like super, super big.
Yeah.
I just remember being in like their upper level on like their second or third floor where their actual kids' corner or whatever it was. And they actually had a pretty sweet, like built out area for kids. And one of the things was it had a television on it with the original Xbox and like Halo 1 on it.
They had fucking Halo at church?
Yeah, it was like Halo 1. And I had no fucking idea at the time because I was just like, oh, it's fucking sweet, it's Halo, dude. And I had no idea why. But only as now that I'm older that I actually looked into how Halo is a retelling of basically the Bible in a way. In a convoluted way. It's not direct one-to-one as well. I'm just imagining how they might have heard that as like a fun fact, and they're like, you know what? Halo will reach the kids.
Halo reach.
They just fucking buy it. Yeah, they just fucking buy it and put it out there. Like, they're learning about Jesus with this game.
I mean, it didn't have any bad words in it.
Killing aliens, not humans. That's
blood
not
and violence.
Blasphemy. It's not blasphemy. That's anti-Satanism.
The PC version didn't have any blood in it. That's why it was rated T for teen.
PC version sucks because it was ported by Gearbox Software, who made so many poor fucking adjustments to it, trying to shittily copy it, that actually ended up influencing the remake of it, which is horrible.
Yeah. I only ever played that version. I played multiplayer all the fucking time in high school.
Because the PC version was actually not a direct one-to-one copy of what was on console. It was basically ported by Gearbox onto PC, and then what ended up happening is that was the version that they used that made incorrect adjustments because they basically had to rebuild the game from the ground up. And they fucked up so many visual effects, and then those fucked up visual effects, like one thing that I can remember was like where you look up into a dome and you're supposed to see space or something like that, and then they fucked it up and accidentally put like fog or something there, and then the remaster team, not for the Master Chief Collection, but when they remastered Halo 1 in like fucking 2010 or 2011 or whenever,
Halo Anniversary,
they used the PC port as their basis, and then that adds another layer of fucked up because then they misinterpret what they fucked up to begin with.
So it's a remaster of the fuck up.
Yes.
Wow.
And so now you're completely off base with some certain aspects that they messed up to begin with, because they didn't port the effects properly. I sound like a crazy person, but I swear if I had the reference on hand, you'd understand what I'm saying. They messed it up.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying but I'm just taking your word for it.
I hate Gearbox Software with a passion, with a fucking fiery goddamn passion.
Gearbox more like shitbox. Am I right? Because you got mad. Because you were like, I was playing Tales from the Borderlands. You're like, oh, Gearbox? The Gearbox fucking sucks, man.
They do suck. Fuck
yeah,
you.
They do. Fucking greasy, Randy, fucking...
Shitty Pitchford.
Greasy Randy Pitchford.
Shitty Pitchford.
This is fucking watermelon flavored beatbox I'm drinking. It's alright, but...
Yeah, my hatred for Gearbox is a very detailed grudge that I have that probably seems petty if I were to even describe it, but that's probably a story for another time.
Probably. For another episode.
That's a story for another time.
Yeah.
So. What about, you have any good mac and cheese lately?
Dude, I was eating a Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips today. While eating that, I got a hint of macaroni and cheese flavor. I'm like, God damn, it's been so long since I've had macaroni.
Yeah.
Like, I love...
You can get like a great mac and cheese at Wawa. Wawa's mac and cheese is fucking excellent.
We don't have Wawa up here. That's the thing, though. It's like, man...
It's like exclusively a northerner thing, which is funny because we're in fucking Florida.
Yeah, eventually you go so far down south in Florida, you eventually become north.
Because all of these fucking northerners come here and they're like, this is my third house, blah, blah, blah. It's just fucking stupid.
I got one in New York, I got one in the mountains, and I got one here on the beach.
I'm thinking of buying a fourth one with my kids' retirement money. You gotta make sure you don't leave them anything.
Yes.
Or just kids these days.
They need to work for their shit. Like, oh, we've been okay. So this is how people function. They try to make their kids' lives easier. That's what they're working for. But when their kids' lives are easier, they're like, God, I had it so much harder than you. It's like, what was the point then?
If I had kids, I would like give them all of my money.
Yeah.
They're like, sure, you want to live at home? That's fine. Just do a chore like all the time.
Just keep up the house, and sure, you can be my maid.
Listen, no, not even that. Not even that. I don't expect you to be a bitch. Just like take the trash out, okay?
Yeah, but up to a certain point,
I'm doing for my mom.
Up to a certain point, I feel like if they don't have an actual job or anything, you need to push them to try and go on their own. Like, not for so they can actually try, because you're not trying.
Not even that. It's like if I had a kid and all he did was like play video games and everything, I'd live vicariously through him. I'd be like, fuck yeah, it's exactly what I wanted to do.
I wish I could be a NEET.
Did you play this one? Did you play this one? You need to play that one, alright? Call me in 36 hours when you finish.
It'll be like, you have to use your hands? That's like a baby's toy.
There's like a lot of meth heads here in Florida, though.
Yeah.
You've gotten pulled over like multiple times, and I haven't even gotten pulled over officially once.
Yeah, it's because you live in Florida and I live in Georgia.
And what's the difference, though?
I don't know. Because people drive like shit in Florida and it's suspected of them.
Yeah, well, I think, honestly, the factor of it is, here in Sarasota, like, those cops, they're just like, I don't fucking care. They're too busy wrangling meth heads and crackheads every fucking hour.
Yeah.
They don't want to go and pull over Karen, who's just trying to get to work 20 miles per hour faster. They'll pull you over if you're fucking doing like a 90 and a 20, okay?
Yeah,
that's when they'll pull you over.
But I mean, that makes sense.
If you're doing a 45 and a 30, if you're doing a 45 and a 30, they're not even gonna blink, okay?
Yeah. Lately, I've just been trying to stay like under 10 over the speed limit.
That's a very safe way to do things. That's exactly how I do things.
Yeah, that's how I've been doing that since my last ticket. That was fucking $250.
Who do you get ticketed by?
A cop. I got ticketed by a bike cop.
What?
Yeah, fucking lady bike cop.
Ow!
I was fucking going 70 and a 55. And she was
Oh, wait, you mean like a motorcycle cop?
Yeah. Not a bicycle cop. A motorcycle.
I thought you meant like a bicycle cop.
No. That does remind me, though, of my One of my fucking history teachers, he was telling a story about how he was riding his bicycle and he was in the school zone and he was going like 30 miles an hour, and a fucking cop pulled him over and gave him a warning on a bicycle. Like, you gotta be. You
don't understand, sir. You don't understand. I've got children to teach.
I've got kids to tase. Don't tase me, bro.
Right now.
Don't tase me, bro.
The school resource officers at Rehoboth were always fucking insanely overweight.
Yeah, all school officers are like that. They're always fucking overweight. I don't understand.
You could push them over. They wouldn't be able to fucking get back up.
Like a fucking turtle on the back of their shell.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. They're the stereotypical donut cops.
They're Officer Brady from fucking South Park. Officer Bar Brady.
Officer Bar Brady.
What are you kids doing here? Fucking scratching his forehead with his loaded gun.
Yeah.
There's the story of the Griffin cops. I don't know if I told you. I'm sure you can find it still. The article's still got to be out there of the cop who... They were responding to a convenience store robbery, and there was a female cop, I think, who pulled up first and got out of her vehicle and proceeded towards the entrance, like gun in hand, rushing towards it.
Uh-huh.
And another cop pulled up right next to her on her passenger side as she rushed past her vehicle and fucking hit her.
Well,
yeah. So already, Griffin cops are inordinately incompetent. Okay. There's the other story. The major story that I like to bring up is the one of them shooting at the drug dealer in the Lowe's parking lot. Did you ever hear that one?
I didn't hear about that one.
This one, they set up like one of those controlled drug buys where they buy drugs from someone and they immediately arrest them with an investigator, you know?
Uh-huh.
And they had the suspect pull up in the Lowe's parking lot. All right, this is the middle of the day. People are going shopping and everything. Okay, this is not even at the back of the lot. This is like at the front of it. Okay, because they wanted to do it up front so they could get on the store's cameras. The guy rolls through there. They recognize his vehicle, but he doesn't get out or roll down his window or anything. And he catches on to what they're doing once he sees the cops, and he starts to fucking, peel out of there. So what do they fucking do? They start firing at him in the fucking parking lot, trying to take out his tires, is what they said.
Wow.
People are in the parking lot, going back and forth, doing their business, middle of the fucking daylight, broad fucking daylight, and they're trying to shoot out this motherfucker's tires. There's people around. It could fucking easily ricochet or hit someone else's vehicle or kid or whatever. And they didn't even fucking hit any of his tires. They completely failed. They didn't hit a single one of his tires.
People are stupid, I swear.
Not just people, fucking Griffin cops, dude. I've seen the logo that they're driving around in their cop cars.
Yeah,
man.
you were saying it looks like fucking Rent-A-Cop.
It looks like a fucking toy car, okay? Fucking logo sucks. The old one was great.
I don't remember the old one.
The old one was like the Irish City was like a couple of flowers or something. But the old cop cars look just like old cop cars, pretty much, like just stripes and shit. It says Griffin PD or something. Play the outro theme.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Where'd my guitar pick go? I'll have to use this one.
You know what I did with the guitar pick.
Yeah, I know what you did in the fucking the lost episode.
The secret lost episode you can access through our website.
Yeah. Shh, you have to find it though.
Shh. Secret.
Ah, shit, I'm in the wrong tuning now because I fucking tuned in to play Weezer.
Play Weezer as the outro. Play it Weezer. Just do it Weezer style.
It's too late. I've already started tuning down again. Thank you for listening to the Trombertcast. Tune in next time to hear us talk about, yeah.
I tried to smash a rat with a hammer once.
Why did you do that?
That's where you end the podcast at, right after I say that.
Fuck you, now I'm ending it.